What do you think so far? It's Monday. Cut us some slack. Yes, it is Monday. Hi, everybody. Wake up Wenatchee Valley safely on the air this 25th day of March, 2019. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host. Janet is in control, eating pretzels in the control room, which is a no-no, but we'll let her get away with it this time. Thanks for starting your day with us. Thanks for starting your work week with us. Jam-packed show for you today. Busy, in fact, all week long. I don't know how I'm going to get it all in, but we're going to do our very best. Lots of things going on. We're here the final week of March. Can you believe that? With April 1st, April Fool's Day, coming up on Sunday. Is that right, if my calendar is correct? It's hard to believe that March is already almost in our rearview mirror. We got lots going on. We got the news. We got the sports. The Wenatchee Wild have moved on to the third round of the BCHL playoffs. It took them overtime on Friday night and then overtime last night to do it, but they knocked Wenatchee Valley out of the tournament. They will continue on. We got highlights from both Friday and Sunday night coming up when we get to sports. We also have the latest news, the obscure holiday, birthdays, today in history. Everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. And once a month or so, our friends from the NCESD, the North Central Educational Services District, drops by this program. Dr. Sue Kane did the honors. She came by on Friday. We taped that conversation, and we'll be chit-chatting with Dr. Kane coming up in the second half of the program. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. It was a little on the cool and rainy side. A friendly reminder, we're still just barely into spring, and although it's going to be fairly dry today, we have another storm system coming our way, going to give us a little bit more rain. But the good news is, as far as flooding is concerned, it's really not an issue. The snow is all but gone now. Certainly on the valley floor, it's gone. There's a couple of parking lots where they had to plow big piles of snow. There's some residual snow there, but as far as just snow sitting there, it's all but gone, and it looks like the area rivers and streams are taking it just mighty fine indeed. I like it when I can give you good news. So let's go around the valley. Let's see what's happening with our high-definition cameras, courtesy of Localtel Sky-Fi High-Speed Wireless. Our cross camera, which usually begins our festivities, is a little on the fritzy side. Decided to take Monday off, so we're going to go to the other side of the valley, to the Omi Gardens camera, and point the other direction. Omi Gardens, by the way, celebrates its 90th anniversary this year. 90 years. Going strong in Omi Gardens, and they got trees up there that are 90 years old or even older than that. That's really cool. We'll be spotlighting that as we get deeper and deeper into spring and eventually into summer. Good view there. You can see the Otabashian Bridge. Kind of a gray day today. It's going to be cloudy all day today. Dry, though, but the sun's taking the day off. That'll change. We'll have some sunshine as we get deeper and deeper into the week. So good morning to Omi Gardens, and that's a great idea to let you know how much snow has melted just a week ago at this time when we showed you this camera. There was still a lot of snow in the foothills of the Wenatchee Valley. The rain has taken care of that for the most part, especially yesterday. Camera 2, where are we going, Janet? Janet says, let's do a slow dissolve to Rondo Rock. Take a look at Turtle Rock to your left, the mighty Columbia River. Lake Aniat is what they call that, although it's still the Columbia River, of course. When it's behind a dam, it floods like that. It's funny how that works. You can make out just the foothills of the Wenatchee Valley. Can't quite make out the valley proper because Turtle Rock is blocking the view, and of course the Columbia River looks more like a lake and not a river. That happens. Camera 3 is a shot of, there you go, Rock Island. Look at that golf course, just begging people to come out and play. Now that all the snow's gone, my guess is they'll be firing up here pretty soon. Just because the snow's gone, the temperatures warm up, they don't just let people go out there. They gotta prep the golf course for the upcoming golf season. But at least it's fun to look at a golf course that doesn't have any snow on it. That's always nice. The Rock Island Pond, the Columbia River. Good morning, Rock Island. Thanks for starting your day with us. We are the #1 rated local live television show from 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning in the greater Rock Island area. And finally, camera 4. We are going to see what's happening. Oh, is that a Hose Landing there, Janet? Yeah, it's Hose Landing. So that's the Aniat River emptying into the Columbia River. Looking good. The beautiful hamlet of Aniat sits there, of course, up the Aniat Valley, up to Ardenvore and everything. By the way, how's the Aniat River doing? It's fine. It's not flooding. Still a lot of, as you can see, the snow was really dissipated. But the Aniat River was actually below its usual flow for this time of the year, so they were able to take in the melted snow without really much difficulty at all. Now, we're not out of the season quite yet, but the bottom line is we don't have any significant warm-up, like when it's up to 70, 75 degrees very quickly. That's when you run into problems, but the snow melt has been gradual and slow, and that's how we're getting away with what we're getting away with. So there you go. That's our view from our tour, I should say, from around north central Washington with our Valley View camera, courtesy of Localtel Sky-Fi High Speed wireless network, and that means you can have screaming fast internet to your house as long as you can see one of our 80 or so towers all over north central Washington. It's a beautiful thing. From the National Weather Service, here's your forecast for the week. Lots of clouds today, not a lot going on, pretty quiet, all things considered. High of about 55. It's a little below normal. Yesterday's high was 50 on Sunday. Our normal high would be 57, but the low yesterday was only 44, so we only had a 6-degree difference between our afternoon high and our overnight low on Sunday. Dry conditions expected today. A weak storm system is going to bring showers into the region tonight. That is going to be tonight, by the way. That's why we didn't really put it on the graphics there. We're going to get some light rain, probably tapering off about midnight. It'll be basically sunset tonight to about midnight. Not packing a great deal of moisture. However, the passes are going to get quite a bit of snow. I'll get to that in just a few minutes. Tuesday, no problem. Sunshine about 60 and mostly sunny Wednesday. Now high near 54. Then another system, an active system, comes in Wednesday night. It's going to bring us rain in the overnight hours with an overnight low about 39. So we are going to get intermittent showers this week, but almost all of it is going to be in the evening hours, not in the daytime. All of these temperatures that you see here, just about normal, both your afternoon highs and your overnight lows. So the best chance of rain, a little bit of light rain tonight, and then some more rain expected Wednesday night into Thursday. When we're not having rain, we'll have sunshine. The one exception, of course, is today, where it's going to be cloudy but fairly dry throughout the course of the day, at least during the daylight hours today. We have dispatched with the pass reports, but I want to give you this quick heads up because the passes are going to get some snow. We mentioned we're going to get some rain overnight tonight. Passes are going to get some snow. Anywhere from 3 to 7 inches of snow is in the forecast for the major mountain passes tonight, especially Stevens. They're all going to get snow. Blewett, not so much. I-90, Snoqualmie Pass, not so much. But Blewett is going to get, Stevens is going to get quite a bit of snow. So we're told from the National Weather Service, anywhere from 3 to 7 inches expected on Highway 2 Stevens Pass. So heads up on that. If you're going over the mountain passes right now, you're fine, but overnight hours tonight, there are going to be some snow and you'll find some winter driving conditions, especially on Stevens Pass. It's 8 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back at your Monday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 10 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life Channel.
Hello, my name is Nathan Schreiber. I'm a physician here at CVCH. My specialty is family medicine, which is a pretty general specialty where I get to treat all walks of life. You know, newborns, children, women, adults, elderly, everything in between. I have additional training in osteopathic manipulative treatment, OMT for short, where I use my hands to diagnose and treat musculoskeletal conditions which are causing pain and inflammation. I look forward to meeting you and being a part of your healthcare.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
Welcome back. Overcast skies, 43 degrees. We'll see cloudy skies, but very little rain today. Light rain tonight, then back to the sunshine on Tuesday. Here's what's making headlines on this Monday morning. 3 people were injured Friday afternoon in a 2-vehicle accident on Highway 2 near Dryden. The Washington State Patrol reports that 71-year-old Lyle Sherwood of Peshaston, driving a 2007 Subaru Impreza, attempted to pass a 1991 Jeep Cherokee on the outside lane when it collided with a Jeep that was also attempting to move into the outside lane. Both cars left the highway and came to rest in an orchard. The Cherokee, being driven by 19-year-old Cole Rosa of Cle Elum, came to its rest on its top. All 3 people involved in the accident, including a passenger in the Jeep, 21-year-old Jordan Jackson of Wenatchee, transported to Central Washington Hospital. Charges are pending against the drivers of both automobiles. Police swooped in on a house Thursday afternoon near Wenatchee High School that they say, anyway, had a walk-up window for students to purchase illegal drugs. Both Wenatchee High School and Pioneer Middle Schools were put on modified lockdown at about 2 o'clock Thursday, while the Columbia River Drug Task Force served a search warrant on the home in the 900 block of Howard Street. Captain Edgar Reinfeld of the Wenatchee Police Department said there was no danger to the students or citizens nearby during that 25-minute shelter in place. He said several residents and other people at the house were detained, and a 17-year-old was arrested on drug charges, including unlawful possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute. Reinfeld said searchers found dozens of THC vape cartridges lined up for sale inside the window, as well as cocaine, marijuana, dabs, and pills. Well, it's been a week of slow but steady progress for Rihanna Rosenberg. She's the 6-year-old girl, of course, who fell into the icy Rock Island Pond Thursday. Surgeons were able to remove a clot near her heart, and they hope to soon take her off the ECMO, which is currently being used to circulate her blood. This is according to her mother, Becca Shelton. Last Sunday, she said her first words since the accident, responding "sure" when asked a question. Rihanna has been at Seattle Children's Hospital since February 21st. That's when firefighters rescued her from the pond after she had been in the water for about 20 minutes. Efforts to help the family with expenses on GoFundMe and Facebook have raised more than $10,000. The Blue Spoon yogurt store in Wenatchee, by the way, will be aiding that effort next Tuesday night from 6 to 8:30 by donating 4% of all sales and tips to the family. An 8th grader from Chelan Middle School will be representing North Central Washington at the National Spelling Bee in Washington, D.C. later on this spring. Olivia Strandberg correctly spelled Lahar, L-A-H-A-R, to win the regional competition. It held at Eastmont Junior High School last week. Lahar, by the way, is a fluid mass of volcanic debris. Sari Roldan Pena, a 7th grader from Clovis Point Intermediate School in East Wenatchee, she finished second. 7th grader Carter Lyman from Manson Middle School was third. 29 students, grades 4 through 8, competed. Strandberg advances to the Scripps National Spelling Bee May 26th through the 31st in our nation's capital. This is a pretty cool video that came across my personal archives, and we thought we'd throw it up. From the 1940s right through the 1970s, Leavenworth Ski Hill was enlarged several times, gained a reputation as the most known ski jump in the western United States. And here's a look at ski jumping, which we believe this film dates from the early 1970s. Check this out. Pretty cool stuff. The most famous ski jumper from Leavenworth, former United States Olympic team member Ron Steele, who was the best placed American jumper at the Sapporo Winter Olympics in Japan back in 1972. The late lamented Leavenworth ski jump. Of course, they tore that jump down late 70s, I want to say. The news with Grant Olson will come your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Grant in the anchor chair also handles the weather forecast, does it quite well. Eric Grantstrom will be delivering your latest in sports, including the weekend wrap-up that was. So tonight at 5 and then again at 6. And if you missed either one of those, you can watch it at 10, the evening news with Grant Olson, or you can watch it on demand by going to our website, ncwlife.com, and look at the bottom of your screen. Those are the tools that we have made available to you to get a hold of us. You can go to our website at ncwlife.com and contact us. The icon's right there. You can't miss it. Fill out the form, and we'll get it. You can email us, news at ncwlife.com. You can private message us on our Facebook page. You can go to our Twitter handle. You can pick up the telephone and give us a call. Whatever it takes. We'd love to hear from you, our viewers. It is 14 minutes after the hour. Boy, do I got a lot of sports to get to. Grab your English muffin and your cup of coffee. Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
When you think of Doghouse Motorsports, you might think of motorcycles, but there's a lot more in this house. How about Honda power equipment? From snowblowers to lawnmowers to generators and even water pumps, Honda is the brand that sets the standards. Perhaps you need an ATV or UTV. The Doghouse has the largest selection anywhere. Did we mention watercraft and snowmobiles? And of course, we have motorcycles too. Back it up with terrific customer service and you have Wenatchee's best motorsports store 5 years running. Isn't it time for you to be in the Doghouse?
Quarter after the hour on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's do sports. Wenatchee Wild have moved on to the next round of the BCHL playoffs. They had to use overtime twice over the weekend to beat Wenatchee Valley, 4-2. It began on Friday night. Game 5, Town Toyota Center. After a scoreless first period, P.J. Fletcher put the Wild on the board first at the 9:42 mark into the second. Then in the third, with less than 7 minutes remaining in the game, the Capitals' Doug Scott tied the game. Both teams were skating 4-on-4 at that point. That would send it into overtime. That allowed a local boy to make good and make the Valley proud. Highlights from Friday night. Art Checker on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Walked it out front, poke checked away, near side. Grist can't get to it, but it'll be played by Stratton. Backdoor score! Put it right on the stick of Fletcher. Wide open off to the left side of Diamond. A perfect feed from Stratton, and Fletcher with the easy finish. And the Wild strike first, the power play goal at the 9:42 mark. Wenatchee leads at 1-0. Throws it back up top, right point for Mike Giannakis. Back to Conquest. He curls, drags, shot, save made. Loose puck, cleared, score. And Doug Scott able to sweep the puck in. Austin Park complaining. Felt he was interfered with, possibly, but a 4-on-4 even strength goal. And the Capitals have tied the game at 1. Hits the brakes, curls, snaps it across left side. Modry is there. Sharply down low for Souter. He's pressed by Grist. Still manages to sling it down low for Stratton. Back to Souter again. Threads it through. Loose puck in front. Swatted away. 16 seconds left. Souter has it in the corner. Sent down low. Cote presses it there. Gets jammed away. Now pressed again up against the end board. 6 seconds left. Clock continues to tick. And this one is going to be decided in overtime. Souter up to Fletcher. Fletcher drops it off for Dorsey. Dorsey cross rink feed. Played by Stratton and then dropped off. Souter up high now to Sasaki. Back to Souter from the circle. Side of the net. Backdoor shot. Score! Matt Dorsey. Some beautiful passing in the offensive zone with a man advantage. Melaragni having to be restrained by the linesman. He is out of his mind right now, Melaragni is. And eventually, as he throws his stick coming off the ice, the officials got him off. Vandy Camp giving it to the referee as well. For the Wenatchee Wild, with the hometown kid, Matt Dorsey.
So that gave Wenatchee a 3-2 series lead. Then last night it was back to Duncan, British Columbia for Game 6. Wenatchee Valley's Preston Brodziak and David Melaragni helped the home team build a 2-0 lead into the second period. The comeback for Wenatchee began at the 7:52 mark of the second. That's where we're going to pick up the call. Arch Ecker on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network. Video courtesy of Hockey TV.
Either way, with an official following the conclusion of Game 5. But apparently that doesn't hold any water. Here's Reifenberger. He shoots and he scores! Marco Reifenberger on the left side. Went to the top of the circle and uncorked a heavy wrister. Goes over the glove hand arm of Pierce Diamond. And the Wild have cut the lead in half. It's now 2-1. Time of the goal, 7:52. Scott coming after and grabbing and holding the stick of Iannone. Souter gets it. There's a shot. Score! Jacob Modry with a shot from the left point. Meanwhile, Iannone's being tackled by Scott. But the Wild have tied it up on a shot from the left point by Jacob Modry. Grabel throws it off the rail, rattles around. Stratton plays it back and behind for Dorsey. Dorsey centering feed, shot and a score! Lucas Sauter. The centering feed from behind the goal line. Sauter all alone at the top of the crease. And just with his stick flat on the ice, just one touched it in. And the Wild have climbed the mountain. They trailed 2-0, but they now lead it 3-2. Capitals send it around back behind, fired up ahead, broken up by Modry. Now Cote dangles in, gets in around behind, he shoots, save, rebound, score. Jordan Robert put home the rebound. 15:44, time of the goal. And we are even up at 3 apiece. Capitals up through center, pass ahead, broken up by Sasaki. And the loose puck kicked along, and that will bring us to the horn. And this one's going to overtime. Ahead, broken up by Sauter. Back the other way, Sauter's got help. Reifenberger, Sauter, couldn't get the shot. Loose puck, side of the net, score! Are they going to count it? Iannone put it home there. They're going to talk about it. And Cook swings it over to Herzog on the near side. Herzog ahead, shot, save made by Park. Oh, it got turned over, and Selivanov ripped it high on the glove side, and Park got enough of it. Back the other way, here's Reifenberger, his shot. Angles low and wide, loose in front, and punched back around behind, and Brady Lynn will play it on the far side. Is met there by Fletcher, and then Barter comes in. Puck tied up on the boards. Still inside the Capital zone. Dug out, Fletcher's got it. Fletcher goes to the backhand, chisels it along, and throws it up high to the point for Sasaki. Selivanov's lost his stick. Sasaki looking for a lane. He shoots, pad save made. Loose puck on the doorstep, cleared not out. Held in by Grabel. He flutters it down low for Fletcher. Over to Sasaki. He shoots, he scores! Chad Sasaki, game winner. Cinderella, I hope you pack some comfortable shoes because the clock has struck midnight and you're walking home from the ball, but who knew that it was going to be a mosh pit. Chad Sasaki, game winner in overtime, and the improbable run for the Cowichan Valley Capitals comes to an end, but I'll tell you what, that's a team that knows how to battle.
Good stuff. So, who's next on the agenda? Oh, we don't know. We got to wait for tonight's Game 7 of the series between Trail and Vernon to see who the Wild will face in the next round of the playoffs. Prince George, by the way, advanced with a 4-game sweep of Chilliwack, and they await the Game 7 winner of Victoria and Powell River. Well, they hosted a circus this weekend, the Town Toyota Center did, but they don't have to prepare for hockey on Tuesday. Instead, they got arena football. Indoor football coming up on Thursday. The Wenatchee Valley Skyhawks host the Reno Express in their home opener at the Town Toyota Center on Thursday. This after a road loss in their inaugural American West Conference indoor football game over the weekend. They lost to the Idaho Horsemen, 33-22. Reno 1-0 after a 42-24 win over the Tri-Cities Fire. A kickoff for the Skyhawks and the Express Thursday at 7 o'clock. All right, let's turn to the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard. First of all, let's do baseball. Wenatchee swept a doubleheader from Eastmont Friday at Rec Park, 11-3 and 7-2. Manson Blake Pateras, 9-0. Tenaska swept 2 from Waterville Mansfield, 17-0 and 18-0. Cascade won a couple games in Monroe against Clover Park, 10-0 and 6-4. Chelan Blake Quincy, 14-0 and 9-0 in a doubleheader. And Cashmere edged Liberty Bell Saturday, 7-6. Girls fast pitch softball. There you go. Ephrata, no problems with Chelan. Look at those scores, 24-0 and 15-1. Cascade clobbered Quincy, 17-2. Cascade and Okanagan split a twin bill. The Kodiaks winning the opener 12-2. Bulldogs took the nightcap 9-2. Orville and Manson also split a doubleheader with the Hornets winning the opener 13-12, but the Trojans came back to win the nightcap 16-6. Tenasket, as you see, sweeps Waterville Mansfield. The Les Schwab Prep soccer scoreboard over the weekend. Eastmont edged Davis Friday 2-1. Wenatchee shut out Eisenhower 2-0 on Saturday. Cascade, and while Luke played to a 2-2 tie, Chelan shut out Zilla. Eastmont fell at Chiawana. In boys lacrosse at the Apple Bowl on Saturday, the Wenatchee Thunder got a couple of goals apiece from Mason Dahlbach and Tristan Plock, and another from Rhett Govier, 5-3 over Hermiston. The Thunder are on the road tonight at Hanford. It's a league game against the Falcons. High school tennis Saturday. Kashmir and Tanaska split with the boys. Tiger boys coming out on top 3-2. The Bulldog girls victorious 5-0. How's your bracket doing? Your NCAA tournament bracket. Mine's doing fine because I'm not participating. If you pick the favorites, like number 1, 2, or 3 seeds, you're in good shape because all of them made it to the Sweet 16. Gonzaga beat Baylor to advance. They'll take on Florida State Thursday. The other West semifinal features Michigan and Texas Tech. Duke barely survived to beat number 9 University of Central Florida, 77-76. The other East semifinal features Michigan State and LSU. Oregon survived the naysayers. They advanced to the Sweet 16 with a 73-54 win over US Irvine. It's UC Irvine, I should say. They'll take on the number 1 seed Virginia. In the South semifinals, the other semi in the South features Tennessee and Purdue. Huskies, as you know now, were bounced from the tournament on Sunday by number 1 seed North Carolina. The Tar Heels will take on Auburn in the Midwest semifinals. The other semi will feature Kentucky and Houston. And finally, let's talk baseball. The Mariners have a couple of exhibition games against San Diego tonight and tomorrow night at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. Michael Leake will go up against Chris Paddock, 7:10. Seattle will host the Boston Red Sox Thursday to reopen the regular season after the Mariners beat Oakland twice in the Tokyo Dome last week. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Monday. It's 27 minutes after the hour. Let's do the obscure holiday of the day today. It's Waffle Day. Man, doesn't that look good? Big stack of waffles with some butter on top. Of course, waffles are not that hard to make. The dough, the batter is slightly different, of course, from pancake batter. That's usually the way that is. Of course, the waffle originated in Europe, and now it's enjoyed all over the world, mostly for breakfast, but you can have it for a snack or as a dessert. It is International Waffle Day. In the United States, Waffle Day is celebrated on August 24th because that's when the date, August 24th, 1869, when the waffle iron was patented here in the United States. How do you celebrate Waffle Day? Eat waffles, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Experiment with the toppings. Belgian waffle sounds really good. Belgian waffles are extremely tasty and not particularly good for you. I'm hungry. Look at that. National Waffle Day today. All right, it is March 25th, 108 years ago today. Today in history, nobody knows how the fire got started. It's a mystery. Could have been a dropped cigarette, could have been a match at the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory in Midtown Manhattan. And this was a fire that really socked New York City citizens right in the gut. At the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory, all women, about 500 working on 3 floors. The exits were locked. The owners didn't want people to steal stuff, so they simply locked the exits, padlocked them. They had 1 fire escape. It was not up to code. Disaster struck. 146 garment workers were eventually killed, many of them jumping to their death because there was simply no way to go. And it changed fire codes, not only in New York City, but in this country forever. The infamous Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire claimed the lives of 126 people in New York City 108 years ago today. And finally, we got some birthdays for you. How many people can actually say they probably saved about 1 billion people from starvation? That guy, Norman Borlaug, he was a humanitarian. He won the Nobel Prize and for good reason. What did he do? He developed a semi-dwarf, high-yield, disease-resistant wheat. Wheat would grow, wheat would fall over, couldn't harvest the wheat. He figured out if the wheat can grow to a certain height and then not grow any longer, it won't fall over, you can harvest it. He is credited with saving about 1 billion people, at least 1 billion people, if not more, from worldwide starvation with the basic staple of the diet, wheat. Norman Borlaug was born in the state in 1914, passed away at the age of 95 in 2009. The man should not be forgotten. Howard Cosell was born on this date in 1918. Howard would have been 101 years old, but he didn't. He died in 1995 at the age of 77. I still consider him the greatest sportscaster of all time. Before Howard Cosell, it was just go team, raw team, win. Critical analysis and journalism had no place in sports broadcasting. Along came Howard. He changed all the rules, and then when Howard left, they went back to what they did before. He was absolutely one of a kind, and I miss him. Howard Cosell, born in the state in 1918. Speaking of missing somebody, of course, we lost this lovely young lady last year. I'm talking about Aretha Franklin, the first female inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame back in 1987. She's done it all. She did it all. National Medal of Arts, Presidential Medal of Freedom. Rolling Stone magazine named her #1 on their list of the 100 greatest singers of all time, and I agree with that 100%. And she was also a fantastic piano player. Whenever you hear an Aretha Franklin song, it's her tickling the ivories. She could sing, she could play the piano, she could write. Aretha Franklin, born in the state of 1942. And Elton John, speaking of Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, his life is pretty good. He's sold about 1 billion records, bunch of #1 hits. He had a #1 hit in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s. In the 2000s, he's now in the middle of his 3-year farewell tour. Reginald Dwight, better known to you and me as Elton John, is 72 years old. Still to come, a conversation with Dr. Sue Kane from the Apple STEM Network. You don't want to miss that. That's a lot of fun. Plus, everyone is entitled to Mike McKnighty's opinion. But first, a quick word about Campbell's Resort up there in Chelan. Been around for 118 years. They kept the original resort. I love that. Yes, they've built on. They've expanded in all kinds of different directions. But the original building is still there. The charm is there. And for you locals who say, gee, I'd love to go to Campbell's, but it's a little on the pricey side, they have a local rate just for the folks who live in our neck of the woods. You want a weekend getaway or even a weekday getaway, take a couple of days off from work and just go up and relax and chill by the lake. This is a good time to go early spring. Campbell's has a special locals rate, only for folks like us, because, yeah, it's the locals who keep Campbell's going, not the tourists. Campbell's at Lake Chelan. Just go to their website or just give them a call and ask about the local rate. They'll give you the local rate. You're going to like it. Campbell's at Lake Chelan since 1901. 31 minutes after the hour, everyone is entitled to Mike McKnighty's opinion. That's next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Welcome to Boswell's Home Furnishings. Come in and explore their expansive 2-story showroom at your leisure. You'll find comfort and inspiration for every room in your home. Boswell's has been filling customer furniture needs for decades, from contemporary to the classics, for living room, dining room, and bedroom sets. Purchase in-store or create your own unique style. With Boswell's complimentary design service, your vision is their passion. Where would you like to start?
What's your auto mocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Hey everyone, so today I'm tackling Medical Assistant Ninja, trying to get that next level career. Man, this dead-end job is holding me back. Decision time, I'm going charter college. Now I'm a medical assistant student. Rocking it? Yeah, earned the President's Award. Score! Took my career to the next level. Hey, I can level up to Medical Assistant Ninja, so can you. Get on it.
That's pretty much it. It's a great house, great neighborhood.
It's great. Sam's still getting used to the idea of moving.
Sam, you play basketball?
Yeah.
Let me show you something. Now I'm thinking, you put your hoop right here, and you even got enough room for a three-point line. One of the things I've noticed is that if you got a hoop in your driveway, you make friends real fast.
At Coldwell Banker Levine, our agents don't just understand real estate, they understand what home is all about.
Attention, attention, Wenatchee Valley. Collins BOGO sale is here. Yahoo! It's our annual buy one red tag sale clothing item and get one free. That's right, buy one, get one free on all our red tag clothing items. We have vests, sweaters, jackets, tees, blouses, dresses, leggings, slacks, jeans, pajamas, etc., etc. Wonderful quality at fantastic prices. Come in and see our new spring goodies too. All at Collins BOGO sale, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, did you ever notice that hearing loss is the only physical disability which the person who is suffering from hearing loss is blamed and yelled at because of this disability? Now think about it. Who shows disrespect to a blind person because they can't see? Who disdains the physical shortcoming of an amputee? Do we blame a person who is paralyzed from the waist down for being in a wheelchair? No, of course not. But just wait. Just wait until somebody's hearing starts to go, and brother, oh, is that different? If you have to say what, come again, or huh, because you don't hear something, people get mad at you. Now, how much sense does that make? So, my hearing's going, and my family's insisting I get hearing aids. Ain't gonna do it. And you know why? Because I've already heard enough. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
When it comes to accounting, we cover every aspect of it. From our comprehensive range of bookkeeping services designed to help your day-to-day business operations to our end-to-end tax service. From advice, planning, return preparation, and seminars, we offer you the best services with utmost professionalism, letting you focus solely on what you do best, managing your business. We offer solutions for success.
Hey everyone, did you know that the NCW Life channel is North Central Washington's go-to source for news? No matter how you prefer to view your news, NCW Life has you covered. Watch the evening news weeknights on TV, stream it, read it at ncwlife.com, or catch the latest news by following us on Facebook. Stay informed with local news, sports, weather, and shows featuring local people and events. NCW Life, a reflection and a spotlight of the communities we call home.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solely on Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers, or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including NCW Life, your local TV channel. Give Solely on Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
Hello friends, I'm Manny Sanchez, the new General Sales Manager at Town Nissan. We are making some exciting changes here, but first we have to do a little spring cleaning. That's why I've told the crew everything on the lot needs to go immediately with no reasonable offer refused. So come on down to Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee for our big spring cleaning sale. Wow, these guys are good.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. Once a month, somebody from the NCESD, the North Central Educational Services District, drops by. Dr. Sue Kane has been on the show many, many times. She's the director of the Apple STEM Network, and she is my guest on this Monday edition.
Good morning.
Of Wake Up Wenatchee
Happy
Valley.
Friday.
Good to see you. We have a lot to talk about, but first things first, as we tape this, we're taping this on Friday, just in the case of full disclosure, because quite frankly, nobody wants to be here at 6:30 on a Monday morning. So last night, Thursday night, as we taped this on Friday, was the big Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce Awards banquet at the Wenatchee Convention Center, and a bunch of your friends were rather surprised by an award you didn't see coming.
We didn't know it was coming, yeah. The work that's been done with Wenatchee Learns and SkillSource and the STEM Network, and a whole, fun crew of people were recognized for one of the Cornerstone Awards, totally by surprise. Everyone was speechless. If you know this bunch, we are not a speechless bunch.
No, you liked it. You're pretty
not one of us
folks.
could come up with the words to express the just the gratitude. It's such a neat community. And Shiloh had comments last night as I, hit the pillow. I thought about her comments were about the generosity and just gratitude in the community, and those sentiments. They captured it perfectly. Mm-hmm. There wasn't anything you could have added. It was great.
So, but nobody had a speech because nobody knew it was
no
going to
one
happen,
knew
right?
it was going to
Yeah,
happen.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was a total surprise. There are
somebody must have known.
No, I mean no, not a one.
I've done these things before. I used to host the Wohelo luncheon for the Campfire of North Central Washington, and their big annual award is a secret. They don't tell anybody,
Ugh.
and they have to figure out a way to get the recipient to the luncheon without spilling the beans that you're going to get the big award of the day, and that's always a cat and mouse game. And so, I mean, you ladies were planning on being there anyway, right?
We were all there, and we
Okay.
were all spread out, in the room. And yeah, I think Chelsea and Jerry and Shiloh, they knew what was going on, but those ladies can keep it secret. That is awesome.
That's amazing. And the guys who make the trophies, guys and gals who make the trophies and the plaques, they got to keep that secret as well.
Yeah.
So did you get a plaque?
We did. We got a little plaque.
Where is it?
Well, we all got plaques.
Oh, wow.
I didn't bring it down with
Oh,
me this
okay.
morning.
Okay.
I'm not quite carrying it around in my purse yet, but it's pretty big honor.
Kudos to you guys. And it's all about, we've talked about this before, you got to educate the next generation of the kids in North Central Washington. You got to do it right. You got to get them out there in the workforce. And most importantly, the overall thrust of this entire organization is to get the kids to come back and call the Wenatchee Valley home, make this area their home, their profession, pay it forward.
Build
be a
some
part of the
awareness
community.
about where they want to take the community. Yeah, and when you're doing that kind of work, it makes it so much more fun and a lot less work for a lot of people to tackle together. So it's really neat to see all of the camaraderie and community, and to be able to celebrate with a group of people together too. It's really cool.
And you're doing it the right way by embracing technology. As we've talked about this time and time again, kids have to have actually a little bit more than basic computer knowledge to make it anywhere in life now. That's the new reality.
Really do. We've been doing a ton of work to build capacity to train youth in how do you learn about robotics and technology and computer science, and get them ready for the industries that are major sectors for our region: agriculture and healthcare, and in some cases manufacturing. These jobs are all becoming very tech-driven industries, and you see, I was just looking last night at some articles on farming, and every one of the farmer magazines that are coming out right now say, here's this application you need, here's this new gadget that's going to make your yields better, you can predictively monitor your crops now from your phone, you can use mechanized harvesting equipment. It's changing.
It's amazing how you can turn on your wind machine during the frost thing with your phone on an app. I mean, you can be 150 miles away from your orchard and go doot doot doot, and you can turn them on. You can have them turn on automatically. Somebody's got to write these codes.
Yep.
Somebody's got to figure this out. And
The Washington Apple is a tech icon, now,
Mm-hmm.
when you think about all of the tech that goes into that.
Last week, or actually a couple of weeks ago, I visited the kids at the Foothills Middle School robotics team who are going to the World Championship. We hope, if they raise enough money in Louisville at the end of April. And boy, it's good to see these really smart kids embracing technology. And these robotic kids, I mean, they're into it and they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's one of the most incredibly. It's fun to feed that because they don't know anything different. They won't remember what life was like without that. But as they start to create and connect and explore what's possible, these kids are amazing. That VEX Robotics program and the FIRST Robotics program, it depends on the district, but they're both just challenging these kids to think through and problem solve and work together as a team.
But to get them going to begin with, you kind of got to make it kind of fun, right?
Oh, it's totally fun.
Yeah, I mean, just the whole, computers and science and classrooms and robotics and all that stuff. If you don't make it fun from the beginning, the kids are going to go, I don't care.
The kids, the parents, I was laughing. We were looking back at a reel of, the last time I came to talk to you, we were getting ready to do all those Hour of Code events in the December week. And we were looking back at the photos not that long ago, and you should see some of the moms where, they were intensely looking at these screens and figuring out how to do the coding. That it's fun for a lot of people. I mean, if you want a retirement career, there is room for you in this. Yeah.
And the competitions are like a high school basketball game.
it's
I've gone
fantastic.
to a couple of these things. They fill up the gym with these parents and the kids. It's just fun.
Yeah, it is. And you can go pro, in a way that, same sort of thing. There are opportunities for these kids. We had, about 2 weeks ago, got to host a Pathway Summit for computer science credentials in North Central Washington, and had the community colleges and some, several of our high schools now are teaching computer science. And Central Washington hosted and gave us a tour of their robotics facility. But we met some of the students that are there that are coming, and one of the gals, a small town girl, I think she went to Warden, started at community college, headed there, and this woman is inspiring. And you can go pro. You can absolutely take that robotics club experience and make it into a tech career. So it's a pretty
It's
cool
exciting.
time.
I wish I was, they didn't have any of this when I was in school. They didn't even have computers, I don't think. And what does that leave me? I can tell you who Benjamin Harrison's vice president was, but I can't write code for the life of me. I depend on somebody else to do that. Every classroom has a computer now, right? I mean, every classroom, regardless of whatever the subject matter is, there's computers in there.
Yeah, depending on the classroom, it might be one-to-one devices to kids, or a lot of our schools are using carts that they're bringing in for activities and that sort of thing. I mean, you have pretty powerful processing in a phone, and our older students, many of them have that. Getting them access to the data that they need to be able to really kind of queue that up can be the barrier. And there's some folks that are thankfully working on getting broadband into some of these areas to make that even more of an opportunity. But yeah, we've got computers. It's not often the technology that's holding kids back. We just did a survey last fall that Ed Service District and Microsoft Philanthropies and the STEM Network teamed up. And one of the questions that we asked is, what is keeping you from getting computer science into every student's development? And they didn't come back with technology needs. That wasn't it. Oftentimes it was time in the day, and then very short behind that is staff. We need to be able to support our staff with computer science and development opportunities so that they can confidently introduce that to students. Right. It's happening so fast now that you have to be willing to be able to learn alongside your students. So we've listened to that, and the Ed Service District is actually bringing a whole series of professional learning for educators to be able to integrate computer science into what they're teaching.
Is this a need that's going on right now, is computer science educators? Is there a shortage of that, or are the colleges recognizing that there's a shortage coming and we want to steer potential computer technology, science kind of teachers into that field so they can teach the next generation?
It's a definite need, because if you have that skill, if you're a solid coder and you've got this technology skill, right now it's not competitive wages to teach. You could have a job, and because technology allows you to be remote, I can be in Wenatchee and be working for a tech firm, anywhere in the world. And so what makes that person choose to teach in the classroom? The state is struggling with trying to figure out, how do we get this in there? How do we get educators that computer science training to make them feel comfortable? And we're not having any luck, drawing people over from industry to teach, although we would love it.
Yeah.
And there's some pathways out there. If you're interested in that, come find me. But yeah, so we're going to have to do some training, and there's a couple of programs in the state looking at micro-credentials, and Central has a teacher prep program where they train some of their computer science graduates in education, hoping to entice them into teaching at some point. But
is the whole field right now for a kid who wants to graduate from high school, is that an elective or a requirement right now in the state of Washington?
It's an elective that has some extra weight behind it. So it counts as an extra, or as one of the high school graduation requirements for math or science, which are requirements in that Core 24 block. There's a state bill right now, Senate Bill 5088, which is made its way over to the House and is sitting with the House Education Committee. That would require school districts to offer a year of computer science. But
which I'm assuming you are 100% for.
we are definitely in support. This is what kind of needs to happen, especially to get kids ready for jobs. But 16 of our 29 school districts already have a full year high school computer science course. Most of them are with Microsoft's TEALS program, and then there are a handful that were doing it other ways as well. But that one is where they actually bring a computer scientist into the classroom to teach the content, and they pair that person with a teacher, so a teacher can do the education and the classroom management strategies, support the students, and model learning. And then the computer science expert can actually do the content question and answer, and they teach it that way for 2 years. And the hope is then that the teacher will have a good understanding and be able to take it over from there, and then they just provide support. It's a really neat model that has allowed some of our most rural regions the capacity to teach computer science.
And that's critical, the infrastructure. This has been kicked around for the legislature. Now they have another bill that they're floating out to get high-speed fiber to places like Warden and little hamlets all over, most of them in eastern Washington, who's kidding who, to these places that, that don't have, they believe it or not, have no access to the internet at all, or they have a dial-up, or they have it's so slow, or they're stuck with a satellite that they can't afford. That kind of deal. Everybody should have. Is there a goal that basically every community in the state would have at least access to broadband, whether you want it or not? Is there like... I
don't know if I've seen it written, but I kind of assume there is a goal. That should be a standard.
You got to build the highway.
Yeah.
You got to build the highway so people can drive on it. What else is on your mind while I have you here? Do we get off topic, or what are we supposed to be talking about?
So the thing I wanted to get the word out about was we've got some computer science trainings coming up that are really a big deal. One of them, we've been trying for 2 years to get code.org to offer teacher trainings. They have an open source curriculum that is, once you've been trained, and you can implement it at no additional cost to the districts. But their trainings for teachers have always only been offered in Spokane or Seattle. So for some of our school districts that have budget issues, right, to send a teacher for a week-long training to even Spokane is, $1,000+ type of thing. So
between tuition, transportation, food, hotel room, that's
lodging and per diem and whatever else, and so it's really been a barrier for our teachers to be able to access that. And we've been telling them for a while, we need to have this in Wenatchee. We've got teachers that would take advantage. So those are coming in June. We have a middle school week-long training for educators that'll be the week of June 17th, and the high school training will be the week of June 24th, and then we've got an elementary training in there as well. The elementary training is just a single day, and the code.org curriculum is really robust. It allows you to integrate it into subjects and that open source free price tag once you've been trained is a big deal for districts too. So we want to get some teachers signed up. The deal is they have limited spots, and it is you have to sign up now to be able to get that. You have to apply, so we really want to get the word out and get teachers encouraged to apply for those spots. And then there's some really neat robotics trainings coming up in April. We've partnered with First Washington for a couple years now, and their partnership with one of the guys that comes through the area who teaches Robo 101 for teachers that have no experience. And by the end of a 2-day workshop, he's got them comfortable using some basic coding. And he's doing some advanced topics trainings. And there's a drone aspect of it that they're going to do. And so we're super excited about those trainings as well. And then there's some VEX robotics trainings coming for late July, August. So all sorts of really, really cool opportunities to help our teachers get ready to tackle computer science and robotics next year.
As we mentioned before, the teachers teach the kids, but somebody's got to teach the teachers to teach the kids, and that's really the key. In your experience, we just have just a few more minutes left with Dr. Sue Kane from the Apple STEM Network. In your experience, are the kids curious about how computers work? It's one thing, okay, I'm sitting on my computer and I can point and click and I can do things and I can play a game, but the guts of how a computer works, coding.
Oh my goodness.
Like a mechanic would know a car.
All of it.
Is that?
You know what comes to mind when you ask that question is Graham Stansbury, who teaches at Westside High School here. He has a unit that he teaches students about wave frequency and all sorts of science, actually, behind the technology. But he starts it with a question about Snapchat. And he asks the high school kids, I don't understand how Snapchat works, and they try to explain to him, here's how you use it. And he says, no, I don't mean like the filters and how it works. Yeah. How is it when I type something in, somebody on the other side of the globe knows at that moment that I'm typing? Yeah. How's that? There's no wires attached. And all of a sudden, that is the fuel that they use to deliver all of their science content. The kids are fascinated by it. I'm fascinated by it.
The spark is lit, and then they begin the process.
What a fun thing! What a cool way to go in and get kids excited about learning. Yeah.
Cool. So if you're a possible computer science educator, you want some education, you're putting the call out. What do they do?
They need to. They can visit the Service District website. Okay. They can visit the Apple STEM social media. We've got links to all this. They can reach out to Pete Phillips or myself, and we will connect them with all of the resources that they need to be able to get excited. It doesn't matter if you are kindergarten, 12th grade. We're even working with our higher ed partners to try to figure out what we can do to support there. So,
well, say hi to Pete for me. He was on the show last week. That reminds me, in August you got the big to-do coming out.
The STEM Summit is the 13th through the 15th, and you better bet there will be some tech and computer science development opportunities there too.
We'll have to have you and Pete on as we get closer to that big event in August.
All right.
Sounds
yes,
good. All right.
We'd love it. Thank you.
Dr. Sue Kane from the Apple STEM Network. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Kerry Condata from the 12th District. We are going in session with direct reports from your legislators in Olympia. We'll get the straight story every week. We'll add the national, state, and local news and have it all wrapped up for you right here on the 12th District. Check it out.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat, poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
When you have to get there on time and looking good, call Fast, Friendly, Reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. Available 24/7, AC Checker Taxi has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee for your pre-booked call. Some conditions apply. Call 663-8294. AC Checker, 663-TAXI. Schedule your ride ASAP or book up to a year in advance online at acchecker.com. American Classic Checker Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support. We are back here live from Studio 1 in downtown Wenatchee. Got about a minute left in the program. Let's take one more look at your weather forecast from the National Weather Service. The sun is taking this Monday off. No sunshine today, just lots of clouds. Maybe a light raindrop later on this afternoon into the early evening hours. As you can see, a high of 55 today. A little bit of rain tonight, pretty good chance of it. Not heavy rain, light showers. It'll happen basically between 8 and about midnight tonight. No real big deal. 37 for the overnight low. Sunshine makes an encore appearance on Tuesday with a high of 60 degrees, and another system, a fairly active system, is expected to come in on Wednesday night. We're looking pretty good Tuesday, mixture of sun and clouds Wednesday, and then Wednesday night we are going to get some rain, about a 60% chance of rain on Wednesday night, as you can see with an overnight low of about 39, and then a little bit of clouds on Thursday, and then we go back to a fairly pleasant weekend. All of those temperatures that you see, by the way, are those the afternoon highs and the overnight lows just about normal. So kind of hit and miss. Cloudy and some light rain today, and then a couple of days of sunshine, a little bit of rain. Typical spring weather for North Central Washington. Everybody have a great Monday, provided the show isn't canceled. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.